There's a book so old and so dangerous that the early church tried to erase it from history. A book that speaks of angels who fell from heaven, took human wives, and gave birth to a race of giants. It reveals why heaven once declared war on earth and how that same battle might be returning. This is the Book of Enoch, a forbidden text that could change how you see the Bible, prophecy, and humanity's future. They tried to hide it. They said it was too dark, too mysterious, too powerful. But now it's resurfacing, and what's inside might explain the strange things happening in our world today. Genetic manipulation, fallen angels, and the return of forbidden knowledge. Stay with me, because by the end of this video you'll be understanding why the Watchers were banished, and why their influence may be returning in our time. The book they tried to ban. Now, the Book of Enoch isn't in your Bible, but in the ancient world it was well known. It was read by early Jews and Christians alike. Even the book of Jude near the end of the New Testament quotes it almost word for word. Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints to execute judgment upon all. This can be found in Jude chapter 1 verses 14 to 15. So why was it removed? Scholars say that by the 4th century, church leaders called it heretical, too supernatural, too revealing about the unseen realm. But before it disappeared, it told a story Genesis only hints at, a story of heavenly beings who came down to earth on Mount Hermon, a place the Bible later calls the gateway of the gods. They were called the Watchers, angels tasked with guiding humanity until they broke the ultimate law. The fall of the Watchers. According to Enoch, 200 angels descended from heaven under the leadership of a mighty one named Semyaza. They looked upon the daughters of men and desired them. They swore an oath, saying, "Let us bind ourselves by an oath, lest we abandon this plan and do not do this thing." They took human wives, taught them heavenly secrets, and fathered a race that the world had never seen before, the Nephilim. Now these beings were enormous, powerful, and utterly corrupt. They devoured mankind's crops, livestock, and even their flesh. They became the false gods of the ancient world, worshipped in temples, remembered as titans, demigods, and heroes in pagan myths. And soon the earth was filled with blood. The rise of the giants. Imagine a world where human and angelic DNA mixed. A hybrid race, brilliant, powerful, but soulless. Enoch wrote that their cries reached heaven, and the archangels Michael, Raphael, Uriel, and Gabriel came before God, saying, "The earth cries out because of the lawlessness of men. The souls of the dead plead for justice." That's when Enoch was chosen, not just as a prophet, but as a messenger between worlds. God commanded him, "Go, Enoch, and tell the watchers of heaven who have left the high heaven that they shall have no peace." Enoch's warning was clear. Their children, the Nephilim, would perish in the flood. And so, when the rain began to fall in the days of Noah, it wasn't just to cleanse mankind, it was to wipe out the hybrids that were never meant to exist. Forbidden knowledge. But the sin of the Watchers wasn't only lust, it was revelation. They gave humanity forbidden knowledge. Azazel taught men the art of war, how to forge swords and armor. Semyaza revealed magic, enchantments, and astrology. Others taught women the use of cosmetics and seduction, a weapon of another kind. They revealed the secrets of the heavens, the cycles of the moon, the paths of the stars, and the mystery of time. Enoch said this knowledge would return in the last days when humanity once again seeks to become like gods. Look around. AI that thinks, genetic modification that edits life itself, transhumanism promising immortality. Are we seeing the same pattern, ancient knowledge reborn under a new name? The line between human and divine is being blurred once again. The visions of Enoch. Enoch didn't just warn them, he was taken into heaven itself. He saw crystal palaces, wheels of fire, rivers of living light, and beings that shone brighter than the sun. He was shown the throne of God and one who sat upon it, surrounded by lightning and voices. And Enoch saw a vision of a son of man who would one day judge the fallen angels and all creation. The crazy part is, this was written hundreds of years before the birth of Jesus. Yet the language Enoch used is nearly identical to what Christ later said in the Gospels. That is, the Son of Man will come in the clouds of heaven with great glory. Coincidence? Or proof that Enoch saw the same Messiah who would later walk the earth? The judgment of the Watchers. For their rebellion, the Watchers were cast into a place of darkness, bound in chains beneath the earth until the final judgment. Enoch describes it as an abyss, a prison of stars, where they would remain until the end of days. But he also warned that their spirits, the souls of the dead giants, would not rest. According to Enoch, they would wander the earth as disembodied entities, what ancient people called unclean spirits or demons. Could that explain the rise of possession stories, ancient gods demanding sacrifice, and the demonic oppression that Jesus himself cast out? Enoch's words seem to bridge the Old and New Testament, connecting Genesis, the Gospels, and Revelation into one cosmic story. Why it was erased. So why was this book removed? Some say it revealed too many details about heaven's hierarchy, fallen angels, and the origin of evil. Others believe early leaders feared it would challenge church authority because it suggested there were other forces shaping humanity's destiny. Over time, Enoch's writings vanished from Western Christianity. But they survived in the highlands of Ethiopia, preserved in an ancient language called Ge'ez. When explorers rediscovered it in the 1700s, they were stunned because Enoch's visions matched not only parts of Genesis, but also parts of Revelation and the Book of Daniel. Even fragments of Enoch were later found among the Dead Sea Scrolls, proving its ancient origins. For 1,000 years it was forgotten, but now, in the digital age, it's back. And just as Enoch said, in the last generation, knowledge shall increase. Also says that in the Book of Daniel, by the way. Maybe the Book of Enoch was never meant to be lost. Maybe it was hidden until our time. And if the Watchers truly existed, what if their descendants still walk among us? What if the forbidden knowledge they gave humanity is rising again right before our eyes? Ancient giants, fallen angels, the return of the Watchers. Could prophecy and history be repeating itself? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think the Book of Enoch should be part of the Bible? And what if the secrets inside it were never meant to be hidden, but revealed now at the end of the age? As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be again. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the show, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss an upload or live event. God bless.